On this lesson, we're gonna build some trees to finish our illustration. But the first thing I want to do is, if you remember, we copied these houses and I want to change the color to them. So I'm gonna go and select my direct selection tool or press A on my keyboard and change the colors, especially to this house, because I don't want to have two objects with the same color. So I'm gonna change this color to this blue and then this other one to this other, and I'm using the eyedropper tool, which you can select here or press I on your keyboard. Then, since I'm using the same blue for the roof as the outline, I'm going to move it down a little bit and move a little bit to the left this building. Now we're going to build some trees, and to build some trees we're going to use the tools panel. So I'm going to go here to my rectangle tool, and then I'm going to select the rectangle tool by clicking there or pressing M on my keyboard. The next thing I want to do is make a rectangle that is like this and another one that is around this size. Now what I want to do is select both rectangles, go to my direct selection tool by pressing A on my keyboard and round the corners all the way to the center. Now I want to again go to my rectangle tool, so I'm going to press M on my keyboard, and I want to create smaller rectangles, and I'm going to make a copy on this one, so I have it there. And then I'm going to make another copy of this one just by pressing Alt on my keyboard and rotate it a little bit so I have something like this. That way it can have what would look like a branch. I'm going to change the color to this black color. Sorry, I'm changing the stroke and not the fill. And then I'm going to change the color, and I'm going to send to back these black parts that almost black parts that I just created. So I'm going to go arrange, send to back, or you can press Ctrl Shift open bracket. Now I'm going to change the color of this tree to this yellow, and the color of this tree to this other green. So now that I have my trees, I'm going to group them by pressing Ctrl G, and I'm going to put them on my illustration, and I think that they are quite big, so I'm going to scale them down a little bit, around there. I think it's okay. So I'm going to put one here and another one here to begin with the Statue of Liberty. Now I'm going to make a copy by pressing Alt and dragging one around here and another one of these ones around here. Now I want to change the color of this tree, so I'm going to select it with my direct selection tool or press A on my keyboard, and I'm going to make this blue. Now I want to keep doing the same to keep adding more trees to my scene. So I'm doing this by just moving them while I press Alt. And to bring some variety to these trees, what you can do is select this tree, for example, go right click, transform, reflect, and then when this window appears and you make sure that you're reflecting on the vertical axis, you can select a copy. And now you have a tree that is kind of pointing on the opposite direction, which is nice because it's bringing some variety. Now I'm going to change this one here, and again change the color to blue, or maybe not blue, yeah, maybe blue, but put it around here. Then keep adding more trees. Like, I think you should have a scene that looks nice and has a lot of trees, but also you have to make sure that you are not making this too crowded, because if you do that, then you're not going to leave space for the viewer to see your illustration and really appreciate all the details we have been adding here. So what I'm doing right now is just making copies and making sure that, for example, for this long tree I don't have a green version, so I'm going to create one, and then another one here, and this one is going to be the blue one. So always try to have something that is going to be making your trees different. So in the case of this one, something like this. Now I'm gonna make a green tree here, another one of these green trees here, and just keep adding trees until you think your scene looks complete or looks filled, where you don't have a lot of space. And for example, in this area of Central Park, I'm going to have a lot of trees, so on that one you can understand that there are going to be more trees because this is a park and it's a place where you are supposed to see a lot of trees. So you could definitely do that. Then move this other one here, maybe another green, another blue, then one like this. So as you can see, I've been adding trees, but also leaving some space so I can still appreciate all the different tree varieties that I created for this illustration. So maybe finally I'm just going to put one of these green trees here. So with this, you can see how we have now trees on the city on our map that are looking nice, and that also help to fill in a little bit the blank spaces that we had left with the buildings. So with this, we conclude this course. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.